Hi guys, before we get into today's video, I thought I'd give a special shout out to Pro Sports GFX who are selling the Epping Town Club merch. There is a link in purple and there's also a link in the description. They sell mugs, t-shirts and phone cases, which is money going to the company in Epping Town itself to help us kind of move forward with our agendas and sustain the club in these trying times. So if you are interested, please buy a t-shirt or a mug and support the Epping Town.
Good evening, Harrison. First of all, thank you for asking me to answer some of your tough questions for the Epping Town Football Club fans YouTube channel. I'm Niall, I'm the chairman of the football club, and Harrison, first of all, thank you so much for setting up the channel. Thank you for all your efforts as a really valuable volunteer that I'm sure every non-league football club will recognise and say that we really can't do without people like yourself. So first off, Harrison, you asked me what made me want to be part of the club in the first place. Well, Harrison, I came to Epping Town Football Club over 30 years ago. I came down from York to study in London, and I was looking for a football club to play at and knew someone who played at the club and found myself there. And the rest, as they say, is history. So, it's not a hard question to answer. Clearly, by being at the club for over 30 years, I'm very passionate about the club, I'm very passionate about the people at the club, and I'm really passionate about the fans and providing football for the fans of Epping Town Football Club. Question number 2 was, what was it like when I became chairman of the club and how has my role changed? Well, Harrison, it's a tough question. When you've got so much passion for a club, then it's not a hard thing to do. However, the role potentially can be quite a hard thing to do in itself. There's a bit of a potted history that the previous chairman, Chris Ottaway, decided to move on to pastures new, and we wish Chris every success at Harlow Town. The management team left as well, and I guess really what happened was that some of the fans, including yourself, said, can we really let this thing fold? And of course, we didn't want to. I was at the time the fixtures secretary and decided that let's see what can happen. So I became chairman. Some of the other fans joined in to help with the committee so that we had a functioning committee, and at the time had no team. So we needed to recruit a manager, we needed to recruit players, and it's a good time to thank Stuart for accepting the role. We had a number of applicants, but I felt that Stuart showed a strength beyond his years, really, in his maturity and knowledge of the game, and particularly the local non-league scene. So, we're delighted that Stuart came on board with a number of his squad, and also, I think one of the things that most impressed me about Stuart was the loyalty that the players who'd played under him elsewhere showed to him by coming along to Epping, a little bit to the unknown, to find out what it's about and join the club as well. So delighted to have them on board, and I guess if I was to say a short answer, it's not been easy, but it's been very exciting. So question number 3, what in my opinion of the current squad and the management team? Well, I touched on the management team with Stuart there, and I think with Sean and David, he's got two again, young, ambitious, exciting guys who've got good experience in non-league football in Essex, and who are kind of going to bring along something new, I think, to the players. Something that will help us attract players. But I think I mentioned in Stuart, we've got someone who's really ambitious, and his approach to the game about wanting to play good football while at the same time providing an outlet for young players in the local area to come through is vital to our club's ambitions, and I know personally to the management team's ambitions. And one of the key things that we've made a change this year to the squads is the addition of the reserve side, and I'm sure that the reserve management team will be really excited about the challenges ahead. But for me, it was a vital thing, and perhaps something that we were lacking in the last couple of seasons, not having a reserve side that allowed players coming back from injury, new players, an opportunity to impress, and for having a reserve team that put pressure on first team players, to challenge for first team places, but also I think really vital that giving an outlet for players who, if they're not getting in the first team, to go and prove themselves while playing in the reserves, rather than going to prove themselves at another club. And I'm hoping that having the reserve team will kind of negate the incidents where we've lost players because they're not getting regular football. So that's vital, and I really welcome both new management teams to the club, and I'm so excited for what's going to lie ahead for the club. So, question number 4: what are my hopes for the season? Well, my hopes for the season are that we get underway in a reasonable time. I think that's possible. Obviously, the current situation, we're waiting with kind of bated breath as to dates for starting Premier League football, never mind non-league football and county league football. But I'm confident that there will be football played at Stonard's Hill, and I think the fans are all really excited about the prospect. If we look at our last home game last season, we had 90 fans turning up, which at our level is incredible, and it shows that there is a passion for football in the town of Epping, and indeed when we looked like there was a chance we might fold, there was a number of fans who contacted me saying, please, we've got to keep this going. One of the things I really enjoy is seeing football at Stonard's Hill. And the good news for those fans is that there will be football most Saturdays, if not every Saturday, at Stonard's Hill. Now, I know in the past when we've perhaps been on a road trip of 4 or 5 away games, there's been no football in Epping. And that can be tough for the fans who perhaps can't travel, some of the older guys or those with families. And, so having a reserve side, again, is going to mean that there's football every Saturday at Stonard's Hill. And I think it's a great opportunity for the town of Epping to really get behind the football club, and for local businesses to get behind the football club and say, listen, we're supporting sport in Epping. And linking that, we're developing a really good link with Epping Rugby Club as well, where we're looking at using some of their social facilities, and indeed looking to train with the Epping Rugby Club at their facilities. So I'd like to say a special thank you to Paul, the chairman there in particular, that I've negotiated with, and not really negotiated with, but looked at developing a partnership. So that's something else we're really excited about, and showing that it's sport for the people of Epping that we're looking to develop. And so where do I even see the club in 5 years? Well, I think that links into the last question, really, where, what do I hope to see for the season? Of course, from a results perspective, as well as the club developing, I'd look to see us getting promotion. I'd, have an ambition to win both divisions, the division for the first team and the reserves. But, promotion for the first team would be fantastic, and let's see what happens with the reserves. It's a bit of an unknown, and I think that goes for most of the divisions that it's a little bit of an unknown as to what the standard is going to be like. But I'm confident that with the players Stuart's bringing over, with the management team that we have, that we can push for promotion. And I'd be absolutely delighted with promotion. And the cherry on the top would, of course, be winning the title. And, a little bit like Stuart said in his interview, we could have a good cup run. I think that's always exciting for fans too. So in summary, really, we're delighted, and I think I speak for the committee to say that we're absolutely delighted that we've got the reserves up and running. We've got a link with the rugby club. We've got a link with the town now, and we're providing senior football for the people of Epping. So Harrison, thank you so much for being part of the fans brigade as such, and doing the social media, YouTube fans channel, and most importantly, I think at this stage, football will be back. But let's stay safe, stay healthy, and when football is back, the town of Epping, let's see you up there at Stonard supporting Epping Town. Thank you.